So you just got promoted, you've become the boss. Now you're responsible for driving results with people that you want to respect you. What do you do? Look, it's a scary thing when you first get exposed to that as you rise through the ranks in leadership. Human beings are social animals. We care about what other people think, and especially people that we're close with. Even if it's just a coworker, somebody that we've sat alongside for the past couple of years or just the past 6 months, and we're starting to rise through the ranks. You've got a guy that's been there for 6 years and you're the newbie, but you're rising through the ranks. How do you maintain rapport with them? How do you keep that peer relationship? Here's what I've realized. After going through that transition multiple times in my career, that hesitation that you have about that relationship, that's something that you can use to get better. So I'll give you a real life example. This is what actually happened to me. I made a friend early on in my career, and many years passed. He was in a different team, same location. So we got to see each other in the hallways, but we didn't work together. And then a position opened up to be leader of that team. That was the move that I wanted to make in my career. I was ready to take that step. And I asked my director about it at the time, and he almost shrugged it off. I said, "This guy is my friend. I'm going to be managing him. Is that a concern for you?" And he said, "Well, I think you can handle it, right?" Yeah, I guess so. I was terrified. I didn't know how I was going to maintain this friendship that I had built over the years and lead this team. But I realized that that friendship was a gift, that there was somebody on my team that knew me outside of work and was going to push me to be better. Not because this person was going to have explicit expectations for me. It was more about the internal ownership, acceptance, and realization that I have to perform at my best because I actually care what this person thinks. So when you're rising through the ranks, when you become responsible for people that you used to work alongside, that is an opportunity for you to become the best leader that you can possibly be. Now, although that's a gift for you to increase your performance, I also recognize that there is a reality that you have to deal with, that you now are responsible for this person's performance reviews. In my case, the person that I'm referring to was an excellent engineer. They were a growing leader. And when I left, they eventually took my position. The level of friction between that person and me was very low because that person was performing at a high level. Now, to provide a contrasting example, there was a contract engineer that I was working alongside and was not meeting the mark. And I eventually took a leadership position and had to have those conversations with that individual. And there wasn't a whole lot to fear because although I respected that individual as a person, they were not the type of person that I wanted to be seen as a peer with. This fear that you have about becoming the boss of your peers, really look at the people around you and think about, who do I want to be compared to? Who do I want to see me as a peer? You will have a change in the relationship. Even if it's somebody that you respect, you will have a change in the relationship. But when it comes to those difficult conversations, that individual that you respect, that you want to be seen as peers with, is going to be a benefit to you. They're going to be a boost to your growth and your leadership potential. The people that you're going to have tough conversations with that are your peers now that aren't high performers, the people that are struggling or maybe have behavioral problems, do you really want to be seen as a peer with that person? I didn't have trouble with a lot of those difficult conversations because the difficult conversations were usually happening with people that were lower performers, that when I was working alongside them, I was frustrated that they weren't performing well, or I was frustrated with their behavior. And so when it came time to address it, just address it head on. As I've said before, life is short. Your career is short. Be who you want to be. And don't worry about what a low performer thinks when you become a leader.